Okay, time to return to the View Askewniverse with this one. Mallrats was released in 1995, directed by Kevin Smith, starring Jason Lee, Jeremy London, Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith, Ben Affleck, and Michael Rooker. And yeah, Clerks was a pretty big hit, so obviously Kevin Smith made another movie. So I'm going to go ahead and start reviewing it, starting off with the good, and this is just as good, if not a slightly bit better than Clerks. First of all, Jason Lee is terrific in this movie. Jason Lee is one of those underrated actors that you don't see a lot of, but when you do see him, he's great. Obviously, he's great in The Incredibles. He's one of the only redeeming qualities of those Alvin and the Chipmunks movies, and he's great in this as well as this slacker comic book fan whose girlfriend dumps him, so he decides to go to the mall with his friend, played by Jeremy London, who is also terrific in this movie. They both get dumped, they decide to go to the mall and just kill time, and hijinks ensue as per usual in a Kevin Smith View Askewniverse film. I really like the friendship between Jason Lee and Jeremy London in this movie. They are both hilarious and they both do a terrific job. And I love the chemistry between them. Once again, like I said, their friendship is just really wholesome in this film. Obviously, Jay and Silent Bob are in this movie. They're the two characters that really hold this entire shared universe together. And they're absolutely hilarious, as they always are. They're constantly getting into trouble throughout the mall, along with Jason Lee and Jeremy London. There's a part where they beat the crap out of the Easter Bunny. That was one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in the entire View Askewniverse filmography. It was absolutely hilarious. And then you have Ben Affleck in this movie as technically the main villain. And I thought he did a really good job. He was such an asshole. Ben Affleck perfectly captured that energy of the character. And then you have the other antagonist of this film, played by Michael Rooker, who's also really great. I love Michael Rooker in just about everything, and I love the way he plays this character. He's kind of an unhinged, overly paranoid security type guy, but he's not a security guard. He's running this game show that's supposed to be filmed in the mall. I just really love how much of a jerk he is to Jason Lee and Jeremy London, and how unhinged he gets by the end of the movie. It's absolutely hilarious. And then you have probably my favorite scene in the movie, which is the Stan Lee cameo, where he shows up to talk to Jason Lee about his relationship issues. And this is probably my favorite Stan Lee cameo out of anything, including the entirety of the MCU. Because really, it's the one cameo where Stan Lee actually gets to show how good of an actor he actually was. Which, all of his other cameos is just, hey, I'm here, then I'm gone. But he has a good 3 or 4 minutes in this movie, and his acting skills are really good. I kind of wish we got more from Stan Lee as an actor, aside from just the cameos, but I'm still happy we got the cameos. But I absolutely love this scene. It's a very beautiful scene, and I'm really glad that it's technically canon to the MCU now, since his cameo in Captain Marvel was him reading the Mallrats script. That was just really funny seeing that. And then you have the humor in this movie. It really works. Clerks was more the lowbrow, not so laugh out loud humor. This is where the trademark laugh-out-loud humor of the View Askewniverse really started, especially with Jay and Silent Bob's antics. They're way more prevalent in this movie than they were in Clerks. They get way more to do, and Jason Mewes is absolutely hilarious. He's always running his mouth, not really saying anything, just running his mouth. And yeah, this is where we get the Jay and Silent Bob that we know, aside from Clerks, where they were just a couple of stoners hanging outside of the store. And I really like the story of this movie. It's Jason Lee and Jeremy London just hanging out in the mall, pretty much trying to win their girlfriends back. And I really like the way it ended with them actually prevailing in that situation. The score is great, the soundtrack is great, a lot of running gags throughout this movie. Every time they show up, it's hilarious. There's a scene where Ethan Suplee is trying to see a sailboat or something in an abstract painting. That's hilarious every time it shows up. Like I said, I like the payoff of a lot of these running gags near the end of the movie. Everything really pays off in a satisfying way by the end. And this is just a really fun comedy film. It's not taking itself seriously. Like a Kevin Smith film, they never take themselves seriously, and that's why I like his movies. But yeah, that's about it for the good. Let's go ahead on to the bad. And for the bad, I got nothing. I'm being 100% serious. This is just as great, if not better, than Clerks. So, final thoughts. Really love this movie. It's, like I said, for the 5,000th time, just as great, if not better, than Clerks. Mallrats is one of my favorite comedy movies of all time, just like Clerks is, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So those are my thoughts on Mallrats. Have you seen this movie? What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.